And hello and good evening and welcome to the Gonky Activities Center, Mid-America Christian University as MACU basketball is on the air here on MACUathletics.com. Alex Friedman joined with Rachel Tapps here tonight as the number 2 Evangels going to play their second game of the season in an ever-changing schedule. Tonight their opponents are Randall, certainly a team they're familiar with from just about 10 miles away in Moore, Oklahoma. MACU 1-0 on the season, opened their season with a win on Halloween afternoon against Manhattan Christian. Randall looking for its first victory of the year. They are at 0-3. Now, of course, a big theme of this season, not only for MACU but across the country, is the COVID-19 pandemic. Team was without 5 players in their season opener. They are at basically full strength tonight, according to Coach Josh Gamlin. Still without their starting point guard, Tony Dorsey. But he said the team had to quarantine again and just got out of it on Saturday night. So only a couple of practices again as this team gets ready to take on Randall here tonight. These teams are going to actually end up playing each other twice within the next 7 days. Tonight and then a return match Monday at Randall's gym. So we will step aside. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups in the tip. This is MACUathletics.com. Here tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Randall University Saints. We'll start with guard Brent Clark, 6'2 junior from Dallas. Boog Lewis, 6' junior guard from Las Vegas. Up front, it's Jordan Marshall, 6'7 junior from Frisco, Texas. James Thomas, a 6'5 junior from Fort Worth, Texas. And Malik Martin gets his first start of the year, 6'3 junior from Dallas. Head coach of the Saints is Mark Barikoff. However, he is not here tonight, out with illness. It'll be his assistant, Garrett White, the acting head coach here this evening. And Coach Gamblin wanted to make sure that we passed along a special get well and hello to Coach Barikoff, and that Coach Gamblin and his staff are certainly thinking of you and hope to see you soon. And for MACU, with some regulars back in the lineup tonight, Demarius Brooks will get another start, 6' senior guard from Brookhaven, Mississippi. Tony Kmanovic, a 6' senior guard from Zagreb, Croatia. Terrence Jones, last year's one of their best players, 6'5 senior, from Dallas. Up front, Dominic Ford, 6'5 senior from McKinney, Texas, and Marvin Lowe, 6'7 senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Coach Josh Gamblin, the head coach of the Evangels, assisted by Anthony Nero, Bob Battisti, Dustin Welch, and Torrey Young. MACU, number 2 ranked team in the NAIA level this season. And for Randall, 0-3. They play strictly in NCCAA play. Last year it earned another berth to the national tournament, which could not be played due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Lowe and Thomas tipping things off, and it is won by MACU. They will go from left to right in their white jerseys tonight. MACU in the front and red letters, red numbers on the front and back, red and black trim down the sides. Randall in a man-to-man defense to start things off tonight. Ford controlling beyond the arc, straight ahead, down to 12 on the shot clock for MACU. Kmanovic now between the circles for MACU. Deliberate first possession, down to 5 of the shot clock. Whips it to Ford, right wing, drives in, floats, shot off the back of the rim, and rebounded by Randall's Martin. Here's Malik Martin coming off 19 in Randall's last game. A strong take to the hole, off the glass and in. Now an early 2-0 advantage for Randall. Jones pulling up, the floater too strong. Ford there, the offensive rebound, and Ford goes back up and lays it in. One of Randall's problems this year has been on the glass, and MACU will look to exploit it. They get the second chance opportunity that time. Lewis leaves for Clark. Marshall left wing to Clark up top, one dribble, lets it fly off the rim, and another rebound early on by Ford. Jones will push near side, attacking the hole, lost control, gives it back to Brooks. High arcing shot off the glass, no good. There's Lowe for the offensive rebound, and he gets fouled on the putback attempt. MACU, a team just based on the offense they run. They don't always get a ton of offensive rebounds, but they've got them on consecutive possessions now. And it sends Marvin Lowe to the line for 2 shots. Is Lowe off the mark on the first. Last season, Lowe at the line was at 62%. And the team's first game of the season, Lowe played 27 minutes, had 7 points and 4 rebounds. Able to knock down the second, and MACU ahead 13-12 with 18:30 remaining in the first half. Clark driving right, got up in the air, leaves for Martin. He'll penetrate with the left hand, and a knocked away by Kmanovic, and then picked up by Brooks. Kmanovic now with the ball back in his hands along the far side. Cutting to his left, hesitation at the elbow, no look dish to Lowe, a little bit behind him. MACU maintains possession, 17 to go on the shot clock. Jones now guarding, or I should say directing traffic up top, drives in, fires to the baseline to Ford, dribbled it off his foot, and turnover by MACU. Clark going to the hole, off the glass and in. Brent Clark giving Randall a 4-3 advantage 2.5 minutes in. Terrence Jones with the elbow jumper for his first points of the season. Lewis faked the handoff to Marshall. Still controlling. Martin, contested three, off the mark, out of bounds. Dominic Ford all over Martin that time. I know MACU coming off an outstanding 31-2 campaign for Randall. They were 11-16 overall, 3-11 on the road. These teams played each other twice last year. MACU with dominant second halves both times, and Lowe got rejected on his first attempt by Clark. Got the loose ball, put it back, and now Lowe very slow to get back up the floor. 7-4, MACU in front. Martin spinning, fouled a few feet away from the basket as he was going up. It'll be on Kimonovic, his first and the team's first. Malik Martin at the line. Again, mentioned he's coming off a season-high 19 points in Randall's last game. It had 13 in the team's first two games combined. He is the leading scorer through 3 games, a transfer from Midland University in Nebraska. Malik Malone will replace Lowe on the floor for MACU as Martin makes the first.
Yes, Alex, and Malik Malone put on a very dominating performance last game out with 20 points, just taking the spot of Ashton Goldberg last year, just showing some moves. Did not play last year, redshirted, and put on a great performance.
Conference Player of the Week, he's got the ball in his hands, working along the baseline, and draws a foul. This will be on Marshall. On cue, Malik Malone, chance to get on the board. 20 points, 11 rebounds in the team debut after redshirting last year. He was 8 of 12 from the floor. Talked with Coach about him after the game and said he can be as good as anybody. As Malone, a little bit short, had to do a lot of work to get active, get eligible. Native of Killeen, Texas. Previously played in junior college. Transfer from Temple College. Able to make the second. MACU ahead 8-6. Got 16:28 to go in the first half.
And Malik just smiling as he made that last free throw. Malik is somebody I witnessed in the gym every single day last year, so his hard work will definitely pay off this year.
Most of Randall's buckets coming right at the basket. That was a strong drive by Lewis. We're tied 8-8. Jones through traffic. The kick out to Brooks from 3. Off the mark. Jones, the weak side rebound. He lost it as he put it on the ground, but Brooks swoops in to clean it up. It's now 10-8 Evangels. Clark, Colby called for a travel. Omar Boone and Josiah Lewis come in for MACU. 2 newcomers to the team, both with solid debuts against Manhattan Christian. Carlos Slaughter also in for MACU. So Kimonovic, Brooks, and Ford check out.
Yes, Josiah Lewis wasted no time in the first time out. Just really embodying Devon Moore from last year, just pulling up in transition, hitting the 3. Very confident.
Jones,
great
baseline.
Move.
That'll be called for a trap. Too good of a move
right.
for travel.
Just got to knock a little rust off.
Yeah, Terrence Jones, sorry, Rachel. Terrence Jones did not play in that first game. That had an outstanding year last year. Here's Marshall, Randall's leading scorer and rebounder last season, fading away. Malone's going to be called for basket interference. The bucket will be credited to Marshall. We're tied 10-10. So last year, MACU won 71-53 at Randall, 104-55 at home. So holding Randall to 55 points or less each time as Omar Boone goes strong to the hoop and floats it in. And again, in both games, it was the second half just dominant by MACU. Martin couldn't convert. Ball picked up by Malone, ran into one of his own players, but maintains possession. 14:48 to go as Jones pulls up, transition three off the mark. Slaughter, offensive rebound, that rolls off. And rebounded defensively by Clark. Clark lost control. Here's Lewis, 2-on-2 with Jones. Poked from behind by Boog Lewis, that is. But he could not maintain his footing. He'll go out of bounds, and MACU will maintain possession at this end. Caleb Riggs comes in for MACU. Have a substitution for Randall for the first time. Emmanuel Olaleri coming in, and he will replace James Thomas.
And MACU, as stated before, just looking a little rusty as this is the COVID era. Had to battle 2 quarantines, so just got to get back in that rhythm.
First three of the night for MACU. It comes courtesy of Omar Boone. MACU shot the lights out in their first game. 63.6% from three-point range, 14-22.
Great defense. And that is something that Coach Gamblin really prides in his team, their defense. He hammers that.
Marshall's three off the back of the rim. Riggs lost it when coming down with a rebound. Lewis from the left side buries it. Tight game to the first 6+ minutes, 15-12 Evangels, 13:42 to go. Boone finding Malone open in the corner. Malone off the mark and rebounded by Martin. Arm leaving for Lewis. Jumped in the middle. There will be a whistle and a foul against MACU. Foul's on Boone. We'll see Derek McGee for the first time. Another player who was unable to participate on October 31st. He'll replace Slaughter. Couple substitutions for Randall. Jeremiah Coleman comes in. Meanwhile, Malone rejects Marshall. Also Jamal Clark on the floor. It's Jamal Clark to Brent Clark. Marshall right off the shoot, cannot make it, but the long rebound tracked down by Brent Clark. It's to Marshall, and that ball goes out of bounds. MACU will get the ball back, leading 15-12. MACU 6-1 has an NAI program against Randall. Boone and draws some contact and is able to finish through it. Foul on Coleman, his first, the team's third. So Omar Boone, just a solid overall game in his team debut. 10 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, was 4 of 4 from the floor. He's got 6 early points tonight. MACU ahead 18-12.
And Boone already such an exciting player to watch. Small in stature, but does not back down whatsoever.
Actually, he's up to 8 already. Clark looked like he traveled. Gets it off to Olaleri, who's able to put it in. 18-14. Boone's going to try for 3 and nothing but net. What a start for Omar Boone. He's made his first 8 shots. It's going back and including last game. Now he's in the middle trying to get the loose ball. It is tied up. Possession arrow will be with Randall.
And Boone has got the crowd fired up, defensively and offensively.
Boone from Oklahoma City, transferring from Newman in Kansas. Steal by Malone off the inbound. Malone looking to push. He's going to go all the way and throw it down with the left hand. Back the other way. Randall not convert. Ola Larry's tipping rolls off, but we've got a foul.
And Alex, I'll tell you, it's so exciting, and I'm so happy for Malik Malone because, as I stated before, you know, I was a previous basketball player, and I saw him, just his hard work every single day. Even if he wasn't playing, you know, he still was in the gym every single day.
MACU's got its largest lead early in this game. It's 23-14 as a timeout called by Randall. 11:52 to go before halftime. This is MACUathletics.com. Evangels with a 23-14 edge against Randall. Both teams playing for the first time since October 31st for Randall. They played in a round robin out in Phoenix, Arizona. Jamal Clark controlling for Randall. Leading off for Coleman. Quickly to Brent Clark. Here's Marshall, left block. Trying to pass out of it, stolen by Lewis. Lewis has it tipped away. What a play by Brent Clark. And looked like he might have drawn a foul. Helter-skelter, loose ball ends up in Coleman's hands. He can't connect on the fadeaway. And eventually Lewis will corral it for MACU. Boone goes right side. Wow. Through a couple of defenders. Wow. You could not script a better start over the first two games as an Evangel for Omar Boone, and we've still got plenty of game tonight. Brent Clark lets it go, rims out Malone all alone for the rebound. Riggs, who sunk 5 threes in the team's first game, gives it back to Malone. Sizing up Marshall, pulls up too strong. Tipped by McGee, grabbed by Lewis, tried to force it to McGee, taken away by Randall. 25-14, Evangels in front. They've scored the last 7. Clark looking to change that, could not do it, and Malone with another rebound. Lewis from the corner, missed everything. MACU 2 for 7 from beyond the arc to start this game after 14 of 22. And the team's opener, their best three-point shooting percentage since 2013. Overall, shot over 65%, the best ever in the team's NAIA era. Coleman slinging on the baseline, finding Clark. High arcing shot, no good. Marshall there, the offensive rebound. Forces it in with the right hand over Malone, and a timeout called by MACU. So the Evangels now ahead 25-16 with 9:46 to go in the first half. This is MACUathletics.com. Evangels in front 25-16. 9:46 to go in the first half. Now the Evangels playing tonight. They're going to play Thursday. They're going to play Saturday, then next Monday. So quite a burst of games as Marvin Lowe's back in the game, draws a foul on Ola Larry. Now, of course, that's all subject to change. The schedule has changed multiple times in the early part of the season, but as of now, the next game Thursday night against Ecclesia, right here at the Golke Activity Center. So Brooks and Jones back in, as well as Lowe out of the timeout, and joined by Riggs and Boone. Brooks controlling for MACU, working against LeBlanc, who's into the game for the first time. Zach LeBlanc, he'll be called for a foul. MACU drawing a couple of fouls this trip down the court.
Good to see Marvin Lowe back. Did not want to see him go out that early. He had some very big shoes to fill as Cedric Wright left the team. Marvin, just a younger player last year, had a lot to learn, but was in good hands with Cedric Wright and the coaches, so I think he'll do great this year filling those shoes.
And more minutes this year. Certainly did a good job when Wright was hurt last year, moving into the starting role. Clark takes it, and there's a Lowe with a blocker, at least a deflection that time.
Some great moves there.
Boone, he's thinking about it, lets it go, got it again. Omar Boone cannot miss right now. 16 points, 6 of 6 shooting, including 3 of 3 beyond the arc. LeBlanc over to Clark. LeBlanc will let it go. That's off the mark. One-handed rebound pulled down by Jones. Slings it across court to Boone. To Riggs in the corner. Well, a hesitation cost him. The shot is short, but a good play by Jamal Clark. Oh, no, it did not go off Terrence Jones. Good effort by Jamal Clark. Oh, no, it did go off Jones. I'm sorry. So Randall will get the ball back. James Thomas and Boog Lewis back in. Lewis left of the paint, leaves for Ryan. Ryan steps into a three and knocks it home. Quinn Ryan, the senior out of Stockton, California, with his first points. MACU in front 28-19. Randall had been 0 for 8 from beyond the arc until that shot. Jones crossing to his right, a little bit short off the glass and contact at the rim. Randall able to clear it. Coleman changes direction, finding Thomas on the baseline, reversing off the glass and in. James Thomas coming off the season high 12 in Randall's last game. They cut the lead to 7.
And Jones definitely has the stature of a James Harden and plays just like him. You know, you wouldn't, looking at him, think he was as smooth as he is, but very smooth, agile, getting to the basket and finishing. Just got to knock that rust off and get back into his rhythm.
That foul was on Thomas, jostling with Lowe. Here's Ford from the corner, couldn't find it. Lewis pushing ahead, finding LeBlanc open in the corner. That rattles in. And a spurt here by Randall, now on an 8-0 run to get back within 4. Boone tried to fire it to Lowe. The deflection back to Jones. Tried to force it again and a turnover. Randall slow things down now. 6:44 to go in the first half. MACU ahead 28-24. Lewis draws a foul and route to the hoop. That'll be on Brooks.
Mid-America foul number 0, Demarius Brooks. That's his first, team's 4th. Boog Lewis.
2 shots for Boog Lewis, 2 of 2 on the season. Junior college transfer from Las Vegas. Kimonovich will come in to replace Boone.
Kimonovich that didn't play much last season, running the point guard for the Evangels this year. Pretty solid at that position so far.
It looked like there's some kind of miscommunication there, but MACU will maintain possession. It's 28-25. Kimonovich guarded by Marshall, gives off to Lowe. He'll draw a foul en route to the basket. That'll put MACU in the bonus. The foul is on Lewis, his first. 9-0 run for Randall at the moment. Lowe will look to snap it at the line for a 1-and-1. And hits off the back of the rim. Ryan the rebound. Blunt's near the MACU bench, dribbled to his right along the arc. Now Lewis. Bounce pass down low to Thomas, backing in on Lowe, will draw a foul. It's on the floor. Lowe's first, team's fifth. Malik Malone coming back in. He'll replace Lowe.
And Lowe, a player that struggled last year as well with fouls and kind of just letting his emotions get the best of him at times.
Just his first, however, in over 27 minutes. And the team's first game, only 2 fouls. Ryan takes it back beyond the arc, guarded by Jones. Crossover move, that time by Coleman, who got fouled. It's on Brooks' second. Two shots for Jeremiah Coleman, 8 points, 4 assists in the team's last game in the season high 21 minutes. Able to make the first. Omar Boone will come back in with Brooks picking up that second foul. Off the mark on the second. MACU still ahead by 2, but in a bit of a drought over 3 minutes without scoring. Malone hands off to Ford. He'll drive with the left hand. Up and under off the glass and in. Ford's been a little bit rusty in the first 2 games, but understandably. MACU able to break that 10-0 run. Ahead 30-26. 5:27 and counting go in the first half. Ryan leaving for LeBlanc's. Left hand guarded by Ford. Backs it up. 10 on the shot clock now. He's going the wrong direction. Now ahead. Pulls up at the free throw line. That's a tough shot. Lead back down to 2 at 30-28. Here's Jones. Left side. Fouled in the basket. Good.
And that's something we saw from Jones a lot last year, was just getting to the bucket and finishing. Very strong player, finishing through contact.
Yeah, last year Jones was third on the team and actually second on the team in scoring and third in rebounding, but just 1 off second place. Jones makes the free throw. Now Ashford Golden was a first-team all-conference performer last year. I think you could make the argument in terms of being valuable to the team. Terrence Jones was right up there.
Definitely.
Now a turnover by Randall. Martin leaves for Jones, got it back, then lost it on the way up. Ford there, able to gather and lay it in. And Coach Gamlin really wanted the foul called. And now a whistle near half court committed by Boone. And that'll result in free throws for Randall. It's the second on Boone.
And Boone is the type of player that I really love to watch, getting after it on both sides of the ball. Every single time the point guard comes down the floor, just up in him, not letting him breathe.
Lewis gets the roll on the first. Boone will come out. Josiah Lewis in.
Josiah Lewis not doing much right now, but whole nother half to play. Just like I said, embodied Devon Moore last game, just all confidence, pulling up and shooting it, getting to the hole. So we'll see what he can do this time out.
Jones had it poked loose, got it back, shovels off to Ford on the right side. Ford dribbled it off his foot. Now Jones, 15 to shoot, backing this defender down, goes to the left hand, and it rolls in. Trying to hit Thomas, streaking ahead, but the pass too long and out of bounds. Right now, 8 turnovers for Randall, 5 by MACU. Brett Clark back in for the Saints. Also, Kyle Malone in for Randall for the first time. Randall's going to play a lot of guys. 9 players who average over 10 minutes at least. 37-30, MACU in front. 3:45 to go before the break. Malone going all the way. Throws it down with 2 hands and is fouled.
Malik Malone, 2 tough dunks, just getting the crowd out of their seats.
He's got at least 2, probably 3 inches on the tallest player on Randall's court right now. Taking advantage of it. That foul was on Thomas, his 3rd, replaced by Chris Howard, who's into the game for the first time. Well, cannot convert the three-point play. MACU just 4 of 8 at the line this half. They lead 39-30. Lewis gives it out to Clark. Clark amongst the trees. Late whistle and a foul. Be on the shot attempt. Be on Malone. That's his second. Well, Malone, Boone, and Brooks with 2 fouls apiece.
Here's Howitson. MACU's really got to play the drive and just stand straight up, because Randall is driving almost every single time and just looking for that foul.
Brent Clark able to make the first. Limited to 18 games last year, but was still 3rd overall in scoring. Had the highest points per game average on the Randall roster. 13 points in 36 minutes in the first game against MACU. Offensive rebound and the basket and foul for Chris Howard.
Sadly, fouls keeping Randall in this game.
That's number 2 on Kamanovich. Howard off the mark on the free throw. Ford, they call for a travel. .33 the score. for Clark near the corner, working against Riggs. Lewis, 14 to shoot, lost it. Kmanovic has got it for MACU. And fouled from behind by Malone.
MACU, when they've stayed down and solid and not gone for the fakes and reached, have been very successful. The reach successful there, though.
Oh, Kmanovic at the line for MACU. Mentioned they're just 4 of 8 tonight. Redshirted last year due to injury. Appeared in 17 games 2 years ago. Makes the first shot. Kind of filling the same kind of role that Kalen Woodson had for MACU last year. Starting point guard, not going to be asked to score a lot, just handle the ball and run the offense. Makes both free throws and a timeout called by the Evangels. They lead it by 8. It's 41-33 with 2:53 to go in the first half. This is MACUathletics.com. Angels in front, 41-33 with 2:53 to play before halftime. MACU is led by as many as 12 here in the first half. Lewis leaving for Martin, spinning over Kmanovic, off the mark and rebounded by Ford, and then Clark fouls him about 93 feet away from the basket. That'll be the first on Brent Clark. MACU's in the double bonus.
Mid-America is in the double bonus. Dominic Ford, 2 shots.
Dominic Ford last season, about 9 points per game. Second on the team in rebounds, the leading returner this year. As the first free throw pop out. Able to salvage the second. Angels ahead by 9, 42-33. Malone towards the top. Going for Martin. Martin over Riggs at the free throw line. Couldn't connect. Ball's loose and gathered by Kmanovic. Ford. A little space. Bypassed it, gives off to Riggs. Riggs hits another three. His first tonight, and he was a perfect 5 of 5 in the team's first game. Lewis dribbled it off his foot, maintains possession. Malone driving. Underneath the basket, throws it away. MACU's got numbers.
Riggs not afraid to shoot it.
Magia there for the offensive rebound. Lost control, got it back. Now finds Lewis at the free throw line. Now to 14 on the shot clock. Josiah Lewis sizing up Malik Martin, lets it go. Magia there for another offensive rebound attempt, and he draws a foul this time. It's on Malone, his second. Derek Magia, who again did not play against Manhattan Christian, transfer from Heston College in Kansas, about 10 points per game last year. Originally from Plano, Texas, as the first free throw Randall's home. Jordan Marshall back in for Randall. And McGee off the mark on the second. Howard the rebound for the Saints. 13-point MACU lead. It's their largest of the night. Minute 15 remaining. Clark on the left wing drew a foul. Riggs there on the bump. First personal on Riggs. Clark, three-year player in this program. Able to make the first. Junior out of Dallas. Terrence Jones, Marvin Lowe back in for Riggs and McGee. Clock stopped with a minute 10 left. Clark misses the second free throw. Jones there for the rebound. Hands off to Kamanovich, the bounce feed before.
And Marvin Lowe fighting hard down there. They definitely need to look at him.
Jones lost his footing, will be called for the travel. Will bring it up slowly for Randall. Lewis on him on the switch. Shot in off the glass. 32 on the game clock, 28 in the shot clock for MACU, ahead by 10. Lewis winding the clock down. Kick out to Kamanovich. Down to the 7 to shoot. Got up in the air, left for Lowe. Spinning underneath the basket and sends it in. 4 seconds to go. Brent Clark has got it. Lost control. And that will be how the first half ends. So MACU with a 48-36 advantage at halftime here against Randall. We'll take a break. When we come back, Rachel and I will look at the first half numbers. This is MACUathletics.com. Evangels leading 48-36 at halftime. MACU in the first half shoots an even 50%, 18 of 36 from the floor, 4 of 13 from three-point range, again after shooting 63% from deep against Manhattan Christian. They were 8 of 14 at the free throw line. For Randall, 46.4% from the floor, 13 of 28 overall, and 2 of 10 from deep. They went 8 of 13 at the charity stripe. MACU +6 in rebounds, 23-17. A 9-6 advantage in offensive rebounds. Second chance points as a result, 10-6 for MACU. 10 turnovers committed by Randall there in the first half, 7 by MACU. Points off turnovers, 15-7 for the Evangels. Points in the paint, 26-16 for the Evangels as well. Omar Boone, certainly story of the first half, 16 points on 6 of 6 shooting to lead all scorers. He was 3 of 3 from behind the arc, and just for good measure, made his only free throw as well. Boone, the only player in double figures for each team there in the first half. For MACU, 7 points apiece from Dominic Ford and Terrence Jones. 5 loud points from Malik Malone. Rebounding-wise, 5 each by Jones and Ford. For Randall, their leading scorer was Boog Lewis with 7-6. For Malik Martin, their leading rebounder was Martin, as well as Quinn Ryan, who had 3 each. So the Evangels, again, leading by 12 at halftime here against Randall, trying to go to 2-0 on the season. Rachel, what'd you like from the Evangels in the first half?
I just like their aggressiveness. Getting to the hole, as well as their outside shooting, just no fear within them. I think they definitely need to be smarter and work on fouling. I think that's what's hindering them from really getting into their rhythm and getting that scoring to be across the board. So I think that's what they're going to have to work on second half, is really just getting down and pressuring the ball and being smarter on defense. But I love the aggressiveness from them on the offensive end.
Well, we'll see if the Evangels can keep it up. As mentioned, last year when they played Randall both times, the second half was just dominated by MACU. They were plus 46 combined in those 2 second halves against Randall, and held the Saints to just 41 points. We'll see if they're able to do it again. Second half in a little under 10 minutes. We'll have it for you then. This is MACUathletics.com. Up to start the second half, MACU in front, 48-36. Alex Friedman along with Rachel Tapps here at the Gonky Activity Center. And our next broadcast will be Thursday night as MACU takes on Ecclesia, another 7 p.m. tip. Women's team will be on the road Thursday night against SAGU, and then both teams, as of now, always subject to change, both will play here on Saturday afternoon against Texas Wesleyan. As always, best thing to do to keep up with MACU and the changing schedules is here at MACUathletics.com. Jones, Kamanovich, Brooks, Lowe, and Ford will start on the floor for MACU, now going from right to left. Lewis, Marshall, Martin, Thomas, and Clark for the Saints. Brooks going left, got the roll off the back of the rim. It's a big opening stretch for Randall. We mentioned the second half was against MACU last year. Their last game against Ottawa University of Arizona, an 11-0 run to start the second half for Ottawa, which really gave them solid control of the game. Martin squares up, lets it go off the front of the rim, grabbed by Jones. He wants to push. Shovels off to Brooks. Brooks, step back three off the back of the rim. Ford tried to punch it out, but it comes to Clark. Clark, beautiful bounce feed over to Marshall. He's got the easy lay-in. Jordan Marshall, 6 points tonight. Again, mentioned he was the team's leading scorer and rebounder last season. It'll be a kick ball against the Saints.
And Randall's coach visibly upset.
Again, it is Garrett White, the acting head coach tonight. Mark Barakoff out with illness. He weren't with us in the pregame as Brooks goes to the basket and is fouled. And just one more time, Coach Gamlin, certainly a lot of respect for Coach Barakoff, who's now in his 9th season at Randall. High man of character and wants to wish him the best. So to Marius Brooks, 2 free throws coming up, able to make the first. MACU just 8 of 14 at the free throw line in the first half. That one halfway down and out. Angels ahead 51-38. Lewis finding Marshall, quick release three, and it's good. 5 quick points here to start the second half for Marshall. 51-41, Jones now blocked by Marshall. Got it back though, throws it to the basket, off the back of the rim, loose and grabbed by Randall. Clark fouled, shot one off the rim and in.
MACU off to a slow start coming out of half. Randall taking full advantage, just pushing it every time down the floor.
Clark, though, missed the free throw. Neither team has shot particularly well from the free throw line tonight. Angels ahead 51-43. And now Clark committing a foul. Got Kamanovich from behind. Eddie Clark's second.
And we'll see Omar Boone come back in to try and give them the Evangels that spark again. We know he's going to bring it on defense, definitely.
Low feed baseline, backing down Marshall. And draws another foul. Marshall's third. And off the handoff, Boone was still out of bounds when he received it from Lowe. Every time MACU's got a little breathing room tonight, Randall has had an answer. Now a carrying violation against the Saints as Lewis was bringing it up. So leaving for Brooks, then sets the screen for Brooks to get the open look. Brooks couldn't finish. Jones to the basket. A lot of contact, no whistle. Eventually grabbed by Randall. Malik Martin's got it. Leaving for Clark. Teardrop on the baseline. Couldn't go. Brooks comes out of it with from the traffic. Tried to get it to Boone. Threw it behind him. Out of bounds. Sloppy play on both sides starting the second half.
Both sides just trying to do a little too much. A great fake there.
Beautiful fake by Lewis. Unencumbered to the basket. Lead cut to 6, 51-45. Boone, big size deficit. Will be called for a travel. Timeout called by MACU. They lead by 6. Randall coming. 16:35 to go here in the game. This is MACUathletics.com. Evangels up 51-45. Outscored 9-3 in the first 3.5 minutes or so of this half. Randall with the ball, down by 6. Malik Malone in the game, out of timeout for MACU. Clark gets the handoff. Going to the basket, fouled, shot is short. Clark will head back to the free throw line. Demarius is Brooks' third. Clark makes good on the first. Josiah Lewis in for MACU to replace Brooks. Back within 4. Currently on a 9-0 run. Got a 10-0 run at one point in the first half. Malone at the free throw line. Tried to get it to Lowe. Ball still loose. And eventually Randall comes away with it.
MACU really just overthinking plays. Malone definitely had the short mid-range jumper right there. Just overthought it and tried to get it in there. They just need to take a deep breath and stop thinking so much.
Marshall's 3. Good. We've got a 1-point game. 12-0 run. 51-50. a carry on Boone.
Evangels in disarray coming out of the half.
Already 5 turnovers in this half. Chance for Randall to take the lead. Haven't led since it was 4-3. Marshall for the lead off the back of the rim. Lewis the rebound for MACU. Malone in the corner, pump fakes, drives, handoff to Lowe, finishes strong at the basket.
And it's simple plays like that that will get it done. And just need to get a stop on defense. There it is.
There's a turnover, the travel by Martin.
As most coaches and players will say, one play at a time, score, stop, score. And there it is.
Josiah Lewis, not only the 3, but then forces the turnover. You've said it a few times tonight, Rachel. That's what he's capable of doing, coming off the bench and having a very quick impact. The Blondes will come in for Martin.
Great play.
Boone finds Lowe. And MACU, just like that, a quick 7-0 run to stretch the lead back to 8. 58-50 the score. Lewis tiptoeing on the baseline. LeBlanc's over to Clark. Clark behind the back, hits free and hits the long 2. Impressive shot by Brent Clark.
And we're seeing here the great game of runs.
Malone driving right, foul, basket doesn't go.
And Malik Malone is going to be such a tough matchup for many other teams in the SAC conference. As a player at his size that can dribble, shoot, get to the hole at will. He's going to be huge for the Evangels this year.
Makes the first free throw. Carlos Slaughter will check in for Marvin Lowe. Jamal Clark replacing Lewis on the Randall side. Malone knocks them both down. Evangels ahead 60-52. Jamal Clark off to LeBlanc. Dribbling with the left hand. Sets up between the circles. Working against Lewis. And now Brent Clark for the reset. Down to 10 of the shot clock for the Saints. Clark. Cross-court pass to Marshall. Step back 3. Bit off the mark. Josiah Lewis comes away with it for MACU. Off to Malone, left wing. Drives in. Lost control of it. Pinballs around. Last touch by Randall. Jeremiah Coleman back on the floor for Randall. Lewis open for 2 off the inbound. Shot doesn't go. Another good inbounds play for MACU. However, they commit the foul going for the rebound. It's on Slaughter. First on Slaughter, team's third. Caleb Riggs back on the floor for MACU, replacing Ford. Score still at 60-52, 13-27 and counting to go in the ball game. Marshall in the middle, elevating over Slaughter. The shot short. And gathered by Riggs. Lewis pulls up in three and buries it. Quiet first half. Impact here in the second half. LeBlanc's looking for the answer. Doesn't get it to go. And Malone outworks everyone for the rebound. Malone brings it up himself. There you go. MACU starting to heat up from beyond the arc. Clark goes to the hole and is fouled. Slaughter with a personal. MACU is 4 of 13 from beyond the arc in the first half. 3 of 5 to start the second half. 2 shots for Jamal Clark, junior out of Ardmore, Oklahoma. 6 of 11 at the line entering tonight. Gets the roll in the first. Oh, Larry off the bench to replace Thomas. Eliminate both, and MACU's lead at 12, 66-54. That foul called by Jamal Clark, getting up high on Lewis. Clark's first, team's 5th. Riggs will be the inbounder on the far side. Boone with 9 on the shot clock. Riggs controlling for Boone from the corner. Can't miss.
7 of 7.
Including 4 of 4 from deep. MACU's largest lead of the night at 69-54. And Randall got within 1, and now Clark turns it over. Boone, one-on-one, goes to the basket, a little bit short. Lewis's tip off the mark as well. Ball still loose. Slaughter finding Lewis, who will finish this time. Timeout will be called by Randall. MACU now on a 20-4 run. They have stretched the lead to 71-54. We'll be back in a moment. This is MACUathletics.com. Randall had cut the lead to 51-50 with 15:47 left. Then actually had the ball with a chance to take the lead, couldn't. And MACU has responded with a 20-4 run It's now 71-54, 11:20 remaining. Coleman picked up full court by Boone. And Larry off to Clark. Einingler Blance with 8 to shoot. Hounded by Riggs.
Great defense.
Down to 3 to shoot, and unfortunately will be bailed out on a foul by Boone. Now it's 28 seconds of really good defense, as you said. Blance in the corner over Riggs. Off the mark and rebounded, that time by Lewis. That'll be called for a carry. Remains at 17 for the Evangels. Trying to win a 5th straight in the series against Randall. We're going to run it back on Monday night at Randall. Nice move that time, up and under with the left hand by Clark. That basket injecting some energy into the Randall bench. Here's Boone. Crossing over to his right, fouled on the way to the basket.
Boone, a very shifty player, very hard to guard, especially for Randall tonight. 7 of 8 shooting, 4 of 4 from 3. About to shoot a pair of free throws.
I don't remember his miss. I guess it happened recently. Off the mark on the free throw. He's got a game-high 19 right now. Able to get the second. Angels ahead 72-56. The 10-minute mark of this game. Ooh. Coleman for Clark. He's gotten to the hole a couple times. Jamal Clark injecting some energy into this game for Randall. The foul is on Malone, his 3rd.
Loving that up and under move, as we've seen that twice in a row. Missing the free throw badly, though.
Well, MACU has it go out of bounds, so stay at this end of the floor for Randall. Clark was 0 of 4 from the floor in the first half. He's got 6 points here in the second half. Coleman with the left hand off balance over Lewis. And now a steal by Clark. Lost his footing, though. Tried to shovel it off. MACU the other way. Boone on the baseline. Over 2 defenders off the glass.
And we can't say enough about Boone, but hey, he doesn't miss.
74-60. Clark, the hot hand of late. He's going to draw a foul. And that puts the Saints in the bonus. 3rd foul on Carlos Slaughter. Terrence Jones, Derek McGee, and Demarius Brooks in. Lewis, Slaughter, and Riggs exit. Clark, you could tell off the release, was going to miss. Malone pulls down the rebound, brings it up, pulls up. That time to the right. Rebounded by O'Leary. For Blance, the trailer, passed up the three, goes to the basket, draws more contact.
And MACU here again struggling with fouls.
First on Jones. For Blance at the line, sophomore from McAllister, Oklahoma. Coming off a strong game last time out for Randall. 15-point effort. 7-7 from the floor. Appeared in all 27 games as a freshman last season. Makes both free throws. MACU ahead by 12, 74-62. Brooks gets fouled by O'Leary. If you like free throws, you're going to like the rest of this game. Both teams in the bonus with 8:41 left. Second time tonight, MACU's missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
MACU struggling at the free throw line, 12 of 21.
Once leading off to Coleman, cutting through the middle. Marshall throws it, and that'll be a backcourt violation. MACU forces a turnover, 16th tonight by Randall. Thomas, Lewis, Martin, and Clark on the floor for Randall for body swap in and out. Boone controlling with 8:15 to go. Jones. A foul. That's Marshall's fourth. Marshall, the team's leading scorer with 12, will come out. Quinn Ryan replaces him. Terrence Jones for a 1-and-1, 76.6% shooter last year, but missed that one. Martin on the right wing, working against Malone. Malone with the block, but the foul. If the foul is on Malone, it is not, though. I was going to say it was his fourth, but it's on McGee instead.
And Martin, who came in as the leading scorer with 10.67 points. Having a quiet game, just 6.7 now. Hasn't seen much action in this game either.
Converts on both free throws. 74-64. MACU's led by as many as 17. Boone dribbled it off his foot. Lewis on the ground to corral it. And now a foul will be called on Boone. That's Boone's fourth. Out front, Kavanovich to come in and replace him. Boog Lewis at the line for 2 free throws, with the team's leading scorer in the first half at 7 points.
Boone coming out with 4 fouls. Hate to see that with the game he's having.
Lowe and Kavanovich in. It's not too often you see a team have more free throw attempts than the Evangels, but that's what Randall's got going right now. That shot will be waved off There's a violation against Malik Martin of Randall, who was moving towards the basket before the ball was released, even though he was beyond the three-point line. MACU gets the ball in the front court and calls timeout. They lead 74-65 with 7:41 to go. This is MACUathletics.com. Back in action. MACU ahead by 9. Jones goes to his right. Jones off balance, missed. Malone crashes in. The offensive rebound, the putback, and the foul.
And Malik Malone, who is usually a silent assassin, just getting really excited and flexing as he should. He's made very tough and strong plays this game.
It's up to 12 tonight to go along with 6 rebounds.
Still struggling at the free throw line, though.
Angels ahead, 76-65. That last foul was on Quinn Ryan, his second. Brent Clark pulls up for 3. It's short, comes right to Jones. Looking for the long pass for Brooks. And it's last touched by Brooks and goes out of bounds. Coach Gamblin just with his hands on his knees after that. Team got a stop and then a bit too aggressive, trying to get it back up the other way.
And we've seen that quite a few times tonight, just making great plays and then coming and trying to do a little too much.
Martin falling down, the shot off the glass.
And Malik Malone calling for the ball.
He's got it. Will quickly give off to Brooks. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Kamanovich, wide feed to Lowe.
Great feed. Great take.
There he is. Brooks gets the handoff curling and then goes all the way to the basket. 78-67. Martin, quick out to Ryan. His 3 from the left side is pure. And a timeout called by Randall. That'll cut the MACU lead to 78-70 after the 3 ball by Quinn Ryan, his second of the night. 6:15 to go. This is MACUathletics.com. The Angels ahead by 8, 78-70, 6:15 to go. You know, Randall came into this game only one player averaging in double figures. They've got 4 tonight, and I know that stuck out to you, Rachel.
Yes, most definitely. I think that's what's keeping them in the game and what's keeping MACU struggling right now. MACU has one player in double figures. Meanwhile, they have four, just as you mentioned. Neither team is really shooting that well. MACU at 29 of 56 from field goal range and Randall at 24 of 47.
Brooks, 15 to shoot. Brooks, for a couple defenders, doesn't finish. Late whistle is called, a blocking foul.
Another thing really hurting the Evangels is their free throw percentage, just struggling at the line, and I think that's one of the main things keeping Randall in the game right now.
Marius Brooks is just 1 of 3. Last year he was at 72%. Brooks able to convert that time. But short on the second. MACU in front by 9, 79 to 70. Martin to his left. Over Jones, the foul, the basket good. Dominic Ford will come in for Jones. Malik Martin has had no issues at the free throw line. 4 of 4 tonight. Make it 5 for 5. Lead is down to 6. 79-73. MACU's led by as many as 17 this half. Brooks controlling. 3 was deflected and knocked out of bounds by Lowe.
And the Evangels just trying to do a little too much at the moment when they're moving the ball and just making the simple plays. They're at their best.
(76-73). Martin off to Thomas. Now Ryan on the right side. Clark with a reset. Few feet inside half court. Down to 11 on the shot clock.
Great defense.
Clark and a great recovery by Kamanovich. Swats it away. And then
Smart play.
Clark called for a minor bump.
And as a point guard, that's one of the smartest moves you can make when a defender is riding you, is to just cut them off with your body. Almost a guaranteed foul every single time.
Kamanovich, all his points have come at the free throw line tonight. He's now 3 for 3. Able to bury both, and MACU front by 8, 81-73. Martin, step back 3, rims out. Kamanovich able to get the rebound. Kamanovich had some space, but bypassed the shot.
And Alex, I think you'll agree with me, if that was Devon Moore, he's pulling that last year.
Probably a lot of Evangels would have pulled it. Malone missed the 3 low there, the weak side rebound, and is fouled going back up. Now MACU more than double the amount of offensive rebounds than Randall tonight, but not as wide of a margin of the second chance points as you would expect. Lowe makes the first.
And Lowe, when he's in the game, not the highest jumper, but does the dirty work and gets in there and grabs those boards and does not back down, puts it back in.
Marshall will come back now. 4:22 to go, playing with 4 fouls. All off the mark in the second. Also Chris Howard back in the game for Randall. Reach-in committed by Brooks, his fourth. Joins Boone with 4 fouls. Luke Lewis back to the line. Well, mentioned last year, they were second half runaways by MACU in each meeting. Not the case tonight. Lewis makes the first free throw. This is a Randall team that last year knocked off both OCU and USAO. Lewis makes both. MACU ahead, 82-75. Low.
Yep.
Spinning, dropping back to his right, off the glass and in. Marvin Lowe's got 12 tonight. Martin firing to Howard. Takes one dribble, back out to Martin beyond the arc. Martin steps back, lets it go. Howard crashing in for the offensive rebound and got fouled. Chris Howard did not play in the team's first 3 games. He had a couple of energy plays in the first half, and he's got another now. Junior from Palm Springs, California.
And Martin, though, missing those last 2 threes, showing his ability at that size to get that separation and get that shot off. I like those moves.
Howard makes both. MACU's lead at 84-77. 3:34 to go. Kamanovich to Brooks, 15 on the shot clock. It's a screen from Malone. Trying to get it to Lowe. He and Lewis are tangled up, even though Lewis took the brunt of the hit. He will be the one called for the foul.
Saints foul number 3, Lewis. That's his third.
And I've said it since last year, you really have to be smart when guarding Lowe. He's not going to back down. He's going to get open, going to try and get around you. Really just have to be smart when guarding him.
Just 2 for 5 at the free throw line tonight. MACU 16 of 29, Randall 22 of 30. This one rolls off. Not able to come back and get the second. Randall calls timeout after getting the ball to the front court. Evangel's now leading by 8. It is 85-77, 3:16 to play. This is MACUathletics.com. Angels ahead 85-77, 3:16 to go. Each team with 2 timeouts now. MACU's got Brooks, Lowe, Kamanovich, Ford, and Malone on the floor. Randall with Howard, Lewis, Marshall, Martin, and Clark. MACU a little bit 2-3 zone coming out of the break here. Coach Gamlin changing it up, and Randall trying to figure it out. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Lewis to the baseline, along the baseline, throws it up. No, Howard's tip off the mark as well, and Ford comes away with a rebound. Malone.
Great dish.
Lowe just could not get a clean handle on it, and he'll be called for a travel. Clark takes a dribble, lets it go. It looked like MACU was a little confused what defense they were going to run that time. Clark hits it to make it a 5-point game at 85-80, 2:24 to go. Brooks tried to get it to Ford. It's tipped. He gets it back. The baseline jumper is good. 87-80. Lewis to the basket. Short. Rebounded by Kamanovich. It was knocked out of his hands by Howard. MACU will get the ball. Brent Clark got hurt on that last play. He'll have to come out. That's a big development.
And Randall, though, missing the last 2 possessions, doing a great job of just splitting that zone and getting within the middle of it, breaking it down. Ooh.
Minute 44 left. Ford's got it for MACU with a 7-point lead. 10 to shoot. Lowe finding Brooks. Open 3, and he buried it. Timeout Evangels. Denarius Brooks not had the best night shooting tonight, but that was a big one. So he dials it up from the corner. He had been 0 for 4 until then. MACU now with a double-digit lead at 90-80. 1:34 left. And that was only a 30-second timeout, so we keep it here or not. Okay, now they go to the bench. So 1:34 left. MACU at 90-80. This is MACUathletics.com. Evangels ahead 90-80. Minute 34 left. Randall gets it in the front court. Martin quickly hands back off to Lewis. Martin on the far side. Under a minute 20 to go. Lewis back to Coleman. His 3 is good.
And neither team backing down, just making big play after big play. Great pass. And Randall coming out with some press action, trying to switch it up on MACU.
Now they'll foul Kamanovich. A half second, under a minute left. MACU still ahead by 7. Kamanovich, who is 4 for 4 at the line, will head back to the stripe. I mentioned Randall really struggling to shoot from deep entering tonight. They've gotten some big threes here in the second half as Kavanovic hits the first. They were 2 of 10 in the first half, but 5 of 13 here in the second half. No, not great, but a lot better than it has been. Kavanovic stays perfect in the line. MACU up by 9. Another minute left. Marshall takes one dribble, lets it go off the back of the rim. Jones with a two-handed rebound. And a foul by by Howard on Ford.
Sixth foul, number 5, Chris Howard. That's his first. Dominic Ford, 2 shots.
Terrence Jones only 3 of 10 from the floor tonight, but he does have 10 rebounds, a game high. Ford makes the first. Now you figure Terrence Jones will only get better. Back to his form from last year. Gets a couple games under his belt. Same with Dominic Ford, even though it's been a quiet 11 points for him tonight. 94-83, 40 seconds left. Coleman, left-handed floater. Missed it, rebounded near the Randall bench by Brooks. With less than 30 seconds left, see if Randall will foul. No, it says from the bench to give the order, no foul. Now MACU, 94-83 here. Clock winding down, under 12 to go. Technically, the shot clock and game clock are not the same. We'll see. We will have to inbound it with a minute or a second 39 left. Them's the rules. I don't know what was going on there, why Marshall fired a fastball to Lewis. You don't think he was expecting it. So it will be a 94-83 final. MACU goes to 2-0. Randall drops to 0-4. Again, the teams will run it back on Monday night down at Randall. We'll be back to take a look at the final number, see if Coach Gablin stops by. This is MACUathletics.com. Evangels get by Randall tonight, 94-83 as the Evangels improve to 2-0. Randall drops to 0-4. MACU at 51.6% from the floor tonight as a team. 9-23 from deep. That included 5 of 10 in the second half. MACU 21 of 35, just 60% at the free throw line. Randall was 47.4% from the floor, 7 of 24 from deep. Like MACU, got better in the second half at 5 of 14. They were 22 of 30 at the line tonight. MACU, big advantage in rebounds, plus 13, 44-31, 14-8 in offensive rebounding, but despite that, just a 13-10 advantage in second chance points. They were 40-30 in terms of points in the paint. MACU committed 18 turnovers tonight, 17 by Randall, and points off turnovers 26-22 in favor of the Evangels. Omar Boone led all scorers with 22 points. 16 of them came in the first half. He was 8 of 9 overall and 4 of 4 from three-point range, but really didn't play a whole lot in the second half because of foul trouble. But still had 22 on the night. Marvin Lowe had 13. He was 5 of 7 from the floor. 12 by Malik Malone to go along with 6 rebounds, 11 each by Dominic Ford and Amarius Lewis. Leading scorer for Randall tonight ended up being Booga Lewis, 15. He was 4 for 6 from the field and 6 of 7 to the free throw line. 13 by Malik Martin, 12 by Jordan Marshall. 10 from Brent Clark. As we mentioned during the broadcast, Randall had only had one player averaging double figures in the first 3 games, but got 4 double-figure scores tonight. Terrence Jones led all players with 10 rebounds as Jones, 7 points in his first game of the year, 3 of 10 shooting, 4 turnovers, knocking the rust off for sure here tonight, but still able to contribute on the glass. And the leading rebounder for Randall tonight had a few players with 4 on the evening. Clark, Howard, Martin, and Olalari. And again, it was MACU with that plus 13 advantage in the rebounding department tonight as they get this 94-83 victory against Randall. Still rounding into form, still trying to get everyone back healthy at 100%, and maybe more importantly and along the same lines, trying to just get everyone to be able to practice at the same time. Rachel, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Yes, Alex, though not the prettiest win, a win is a win, and me and you spoke previously about how excited we are to see the team just gel and come together. In my opinion, this team is just more spread out scoring. We didn't get to see that tonight, but I think we'll definitely see how balanced this team is as in scoring this season, so very excited to see that. Just need to be a little smarter on the defensive end, but like we said, great win. I'm excited to see what they do in the future.
Well, Coach Gamblin is here, and we will pass off the headset to him and get his thoughts on tonight's game. So, Coach, thanks for joining us. Another win for you here tonight, 94-83. And, obviously we've been through the issues you guys have had to kind of get on the floor as one unit through practice and everything, and probably showed it some times tonight. But as Rachel and I discussed throughout the game, it seemed like at certain points, I don't know if doing too much was maybe the right term, but on offense, it seemed like there were guys who normally would shoot or take it, were passing instead. And I know you like to preach, everybody that extra pass to get a better shot, but sometimes it seemed like guys could have been a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're just, I don't know if we're consistently making the right play across the board, and I think our turnover numbers show that. But again, we're in figure-it-out mode. Some of these lineups haven't played together, haven't practiced together, just got out of quarantine. And that's what we told our guys. We're still figuring out which lineups to play. But, offensively, the biggest thing is we're turning the ball over at a really high clip. And I think sometimes that comes from trying to do too much. And that's just not one person. That's everybody. 18 turnovers. And then, again, we miss 14 free throws. And that doesn't count front ends of 1-and-1. So, and that's probably more of an effect from being tired. I don't think we're in great shape right now, but a win's a win. Randall's really good. Shout out to Coach Barakoff. He's a good friend of mine and does a great job with that program. I thought Coach White did a good job in his place tonight.
That first half from Omar Boone was a pretty special, 16 points, and then also the big effect on defense. And really it was one newcomer, Malik Malone, who was the big story game one, and Omar Boone certainly a big story for you here tonight in that first half.
Man, love Omar. Omar just makes plays. He changes the pace of the game. And, he's kind of in a difficult spot in the sense of we initially were going to redshirt him, and then it's a free year for the NAI, so we're playing him, and he's still figuring things out. I think we're still figuring him out a little bit, but he's a special talent. And, I think we have 8 or 9, probably 10 guys that could finish the game in our final 5. And so figuring that out is going to be something as a staff we're gonna have to do, and it's going to change. It's going to be somebody different. I mean, Josiah can really go. Debo, we sat TJ, who's a returning All-American basically, the last 7 minutes of the game. So each night is going to be somebody different.
You just mentioned Terrence Jones, and obviously shaking off some of the rust tonight. Didn't fill it up like he normally does, but still gave you 10 rebounds.
Yeah, I thought TJ probably missed 3 or 4 shots that he always makes, and then I think he missed a front end of a free throw as well. It's just we got to figure it out. There's no excuses. I can promise you that nobody's coming in here feeling bad for us. Our kids have, they have gone through heck to get out here and play, and so I'm proud of them. I thought they played hard. I think you could tell we were tired at times, but I thought they played hard.
Well, the next chance to figure it out, another one coming up just in a couple days on Thursday night against Ecclesia. So, Coach, we will see you then, and congrats on the win tonight.
I hope you see me then. We'll be there.
Okay, yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. That is Coach Josh Gamblin, kind enough to share his thoughts, as always, here on the postgame show, and certainly some great points that he made about his team. Just trying to come together, as we've said it, but no one can articulate it better than the man himself. So, again, MACU next up on Thursday night against Ecclesia. A challenge in general for MACU, with tonight starting a stretch of, as of now, always subject to change, 3 games in 5 days and 4 in 7 days. Got through the first one with the win. Ecclesia will come in on Thursday night, another 7 p.m. tip here, and we will have all the action for you on MACUathletics.com. MACU wins it 94-83 over Randall to go to 2-0 on the season. For my partner Rachel Tapps, for Sports Information Director Adam Stanek, for Athletic Director Marcus Moeller, and Coach Josh Gamblin and his staff, this is Alex Friedman saying thank you so much for joining us this evening. Stay safe and have a great rest of your night.